Today, we're digging into a really wild form of public theft, one that could be happening right under your nose. We're talking about a phantom payroll epidemic, where your tax money is literally paying the salaries of people who don't even exist.
Let's just kick things off with this question, which comes straight from our source material. Seriously, just think about this for a second. What if a huge chunk, up to a quarter, of the government workforce was just made up? It sounds crazy, right? Like something out of a movie, but as we're about to find out, it might be a lot closer to reality than any of us are comfortable with.
So let's be super clear about what we're dealing with here. A ghost employee isn't a spooky apparition. It's a name on the payroll that has no real working person attached to it. It's a phantom that cashes a very real paycheck, a fraud that's hiding in plain sight, right inside the government's own books. Okay, to really get to the bottom of this, we're going to treat this explainer like a proper investigation. First, we'll look at the crime itself, then we'll dissect the different kinds of ghosts. We'll count up the staggering cost, figure out why this is even allowed to happen, and then, and this is the best part, we'll open up an investigator's toolkit for you.
All right, first up, let's see how this whole phantom crime actually works in the real world. Because this isn't some abstract theory. It's a very real, very effective way to steal public money. Check out this one example. It's just staggering. A principal passes away, but nobody tells the payroll department. For 7 straight years, his salary keeps getting paid out. That's nearly 38 lakh rupees stolen from just one ghost. Now just imagine this one case, but multiplied by thousands, across every single government department. The scale just becomes impossible to ignore. So, how are they pulling this off? Well, to really understand the scam, you've got to understand the different kinds of ghosts that get created. Turns out there's more than one way to haunt a payroll.
And this table breaks it down perfectly. You basically have 4 main suspects in this heist. First, you've got the undead. These are actual employees who died, but their salary lives on thanks to some creative paperwork. Then there's the fictional, identities just made up out of thin air. Third, you have the absent, who are real people, but they bribe their bosses so they never have to actually show up to work. And finally, the duplicate, where one person is on the payroll multiple times under slightly different names. Each of these tricks relies on somebody on the inside looking the other way. Okay, we know how it works, but what's the real damage report here? Let's actually put a number on it and see what this theft is costing all of us, not just in money, but in lost opportunities. Just look at that number. Let it sink in. 1,800 crore rupees. That's 18 billion rupees. And this is a conservative estimate based on about 10% ghost workers. This is the potential amount stolen in Meghalaya over just a decade. This isn't just a small leak, you guys. This is a massive hemorrhage of public money.
And to really understand what that annual loss feels like, this chart puts it into perspective. The 180 crore rupees stolen every year could have built 360 brand new primary schools, or 36 community health centers, or paved 1,800 kilometers of roads in rural areas. So you see, this isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet, it's about real, tangible things that are being stolen from citizens.
And hey, if you're thinking these numbers just sound too big to be true, just look around the world. Nigeria found over 43,000 ghost workers. Kenya discovered 15% of its entire teacher payroll was made up of ghosts. And right here at home, Indian Railways found and removed over 13,000 of them. So these real-world examples prove that this level of fraud is not only possible, it's been documented and stopped in other places. Which, of course, brings us to the most frustrating question of all, right? If the scam is this big and the cost is this high, why is it still happening? Why aren't these ghosts being busted?
Well, the short answer is, this isn't just about a few bad apples. It's about a whole system that's basically been designed to protect these phantoms. Let's take a look at the pillars that are holding this whole corrupt building up. See, this isn't happening by accident. It's a conspiracy of interests. Phantom jobs are handed out as political favors. Corrupt officials get their monthly cut from the ghost salaries. You've got unions fighting against modern tech, like biometrics, that would expose the fraud. And of course, politicians don't want to expose a massive scandal that makes their own administration look terrible. It's all hidden behind payroll systems that are kept intentionally complicated so no one can figure out what's going on. But here's the thing. That complexity can be broken. This next part is all about empowerment. The source material gives us a clear roadmap for how any regular citizen can become a ghost hunter and start demanding some answers.
Just look at this 5-step plan. It's so practical. It's powerful. You can literally walk into an office and do a physical head count. You can use the Right to Information Act, RTI, to check if someone's salary kept going after they died. You can ask why some departments are refusing to use biometric attendance. You can look for weird patterns, like multiple salaries going to one bank account, and even check if retirees are somehow still getting paid. These are the tools. This is how you investigate.
And once you start digging, you can ask really specific, tough questions. Go to the personnel department and ask, hey, when was the last time you actually physically verified every employee? Go to finance and ask, what percentage of your payroll is linked to biometrics? Write down what they say, or what they don't say, because a lot of the time, the silence is the most damning evidence you'll find.
So that brings us to the end. We've seen the crime, we've seen the cost, and we've seen the cover-up. But we've also seen the tools you can use to fight back. Now it really all comes down to one final thing.
This entire rotten system we've just walked through, it's built on one single fragile idea. That you, the public, either don't know this is happening, or you just don't care enough to do anything about it. Their entire scam depends on us being silent.
And so we're ending this not with an answer, but with a challenge. The tools are right there, the roadmap is clear, the theft is happening right now. The only question left is the one you see on your screen.